Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to the rest of turn 134 here in Total War Warhammer 3. So we are now tied with everybody else for most souls. The northern provinces somehow have 2 souls and have their faction leader in a third area and still are coordinating this massive ground campaign. They have entirely too much territory and money, and I do think that it is probably pretty imperative that we fix that. This has to get fixed too, though. Maybe one of these armies stays over here to play defense while the other one marches on Fate Weaver. We've had a couple of, like, abortive moves in that direction. So... Karat Krakatan is mine. It looks like it's all... Are we friends? Who are you?
I speak for the great
Thunder Guts. Okay, yeah, we have all of the agreements with them, in fact. So there is, at the moment, is that true? Tepak Spawn, is there only a single settlement in your control? There is, and you have no army. Hold on a moment. I'm thinking we may sail Malgut over the ocean here. Is this place its own settlement? Or no, it is not its own region. So that's interesting. Worth noting that jungle is actually totally a suitable climate for us. We could go take Dragonfang Mount just to wipe this faction out and like completely secure this corner of the map. There will never be an enemy incursion from this side ever again.
ogre tyrant.
Or Malgut could move back up here and we could prepare for this thing. Or sorry, wait a minute. The northern provinces are the ones that are the western provinces. Okay. I'm getting all confused. Western provinces and northern provinces, and like one of them has a white flag with a black outline and the other one has a black flag with a white outline, and it's just terrible visual design. But yeah, it is our opposed faction that is being the problem over here. We are definitely going to lose this settlement, and there's not really anything that can be done about that, I don't think.
I am no slave. My will
The camp is going to shatter, and they're just going to keep pushing through. I guess we better come back.
My gut is law.
I have... oh, actually, you're completely out of movement. Why did I even jump over to you? Yeah, your bar is empty. Grog. You're in ambush mode. We can creep forward here, but I don't really want to get too close, obviously. Kind of want to put a camp down, like, right there to replace the camp we lost so that it reaches into this area a little bit better, because we don't really intend to go south of the Eagle areas at any point. So that camp didn't need to be so close. We can just put that down and see if it baits them forward, but there's so many of them, and their units aren't very good.
Begone, ogre slew a master.
But I don't know if I think this army can take a full group of dwarf warriors, frankly. They're pretty scary.
The more guides us.
Alright, I'm going to do it. I'm going to put down a camp.
That's what I say.
It's going to bait them forward.
Tyrant of the tribe.
We'll do the basic construction stuff.
The magic of
You will go into ambush mode next to the camp, and we'll just see if they try something. If we can fight one of those armies at a time, we can handle them. I feel very sure of that.
ogre tyrant.
All right, Amble Peak doesn't really need any more upgrades. It is holding all of our fancy stuff. We don't need to change anything about this. We should flip through our camps real quick. Yep, and see where we can purchase upgrades to our money-making capacity.
Ogre tyrant.
This is gonna take a minute. Oh, we need money. Well, okay, that we'll worry about next turn. Okay, I guess we're done. And yeah, we're not repairing this stuff because they'll just destroy it again. Oh, I have recommandmented this place. What do I want to... I guess just money? Plus 5% income is not a lot, but It is applying to a lot of money-making structures in that area. Might be good enough. So I think what we'll do is we'll have Greasus push up and deal with the Chaos Army. While we have... what's his name? Malguts and Targog and all of our... I can't remember the names of any of our particular armies. I should probably just give them real names. But somebody's got to stay back and play defense against the massive Cathayan force that is attacking us on one front, while a different massive Cathayan force attacks us on a different front. It is really frustrating that they just left the village of the Tigermen. They didn't bother to go at it at all, because that was the right thing to do. And I hate it when my enemies do smart things, because like that rebel army is going to destroy it. We can't really do anything about that. Oh, they are going for it. And they did wander right into the ambush, and it's going to give us a Pyrrhic victory. I think we can probably outperform that a little bit. You know what? We're good. I'll do it manually. They don't even have any flying units. I'm not going to bother to equip the Scarecrow banner. It does literally nothing if the enemy force has no flyers. So, obviously, they're not going to get a lot of use out of their catapult with us ambushing them. Most of their troops are, you know, perfectly reasonable to just stand and fight. That's true. The 139 people from the garrison, most of whom are Noblars, remember, are going to show up 2 minutes into this battle after things are sort of already decided. Yeah, getting an ambush off against one of these stacks, I feel very good. My concern was with having to fight 35 units of dwarves at the same time. Now, it is worth noting, it hasn't come up at all in this campaign. I think this is the first time we've had to fight dwarves. But dwarves are naturally magic resistant. Every single dwarf unit has 25% spell resist. So our maw is going to be just like a little bit less exciting than it usually is. But we'll be fine. Okay, so let's have, I don't know, about half the ogres here, about half the ogres on this side. Let's set up the cannons and rockets like maybe back here, and then we can have our buff unit just hang out next to them.
Serve the ogres!
That seems fine. And then, oh right, the lead belchers. Also, the lead belchers exist. Do we want the lead belchers closer to the front? I don't want them to get into melee at all, obviously. No, I think we want to do this, because we can readjust the lead belchers relatively quickly. You know, 46 speed's not that quick. But like this right here, this one unit of hammerers, this is the only actually scary melee unit they have, aside from the actual dwarf lord. Dwarf lords are pretty good fighters. So we probably don't need to focus a lot of force on the catapult. I'll put the gorgers on it and they can handle it. We'll just sort of interleave the attacks here to try to leave the enemies nowhere to run. You lot just get up here and form a problem, form a wave of difficulty. Yeah, more like facing that way would be better. And you just kind of run into the mix, get some punches off, and all these units will just, you know, fire guns or whatever.
First we shall harvest the mead, then we shall dine upon it.
Okay, it does feel like there's kind of a lot of focus on the enemy siege. I maybe should have given them more more specific orders. Let's go... Okay, you're all in guard mode. Don't chase. You can start firing, like, up here. And I don't know, you'll fire, like, yeah, just deeper into the formation, right? Okay, so that collapsing on them is going to do some fine work. Okay, a significant portion of their army is just going to try to leave, it looks like. Wow, the Gorgers. They must have taken friendly fire. I can't imagine how else they take all that damage. That's pretty good. Okay, let's have all of these units. I'm gonna, sorry, not you, just the siege units, the real long range units. I'm gonna turn off guard mode. Are we gonna turn off guard mode? I might just roll them forward some. And you stay with them. You are going to have to run up separately because you're going to have to get much closer. Okay, permanent. I do want to stay on some of these units a little bit more until they permanently break. I don't want to give too many of these dwarf units the chance to get away, put themselves back together, and then come in on a flank or something. But we can break some of these units off and approach. Let's see if we can get him to run out alongside and get a little deeper in the formation and throw down a Thunder Mace. Because we are considerably faster than dwarves are. And I mean, we are going to try a cast of the Great Maw, of course. But with the magic resistance, I want to make absolutely sure we're casting maximum strength. I guess we can actually use a dismember.
I smell meat.
Alright. Let's throw up a dismember on all of these units. Yeah, maybe targeting like there. And then also we'll maw here. I'm hoping that it'll, like, these units will get just forward enough to get caught.
The Moor's call.
Okay, still pretty good. And yeah, look at this. We got a nice dense area here.
I go.
Oh, you charged too effectively. You got out of the middle of the enemy units.
It means me.
Wow.
Call of the Moor. Slaughter them.
Okay, that's not bad. So, these units that are still back here. Okay. Most of the enemies... No, not you. You. I think I'm just going to issue kind of a general run forward order here to everybody who's not ranged. Just, like, go over there and kill something. Lead belchers. Try to get up here to belch some lead. And, yeah, murder. Lots of murder. Are the... Okay. We're kind of in position. Might have to roll forward a little bit more in a second here.
Take it all. For sure.
Okay, they are actually going to get a lot of their units just away.
Bring us meat.
We got a couple of really good siege hits there, though. Okay, everything that's still on the map has surrendered. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good outcome. We lost 8 total bodies. And it was Gorgers. It was 8 Gorgers. It can't have been 8. Isn't a unit of Gorgers only like... It's only like 8 or 12 of them, right? Must be some dead Noblars as well. Yeah, this bar is like a tiny bit less than full. I have to admit, I was not expecting them to just completely flee the battlefield. I thought they would try to fight back at least a little bit. So we killed all their ranged units. We did a lot of damage to a lot of their actual dwarf warriors. Unfortunately, what is left of this army, the stuff that escaped, plus that other army, still poses a pretty real threat, I think. But this was a very good victory, and definitely it boosted my morale, at the very least. Gosh, it doesn't look like we killed half of them. Because body-wise, we very nearly killed half of them. We certainly don't need meat. That replenishment takes us back to full, so yeah, sure, I guess I'll take it. And here come some disconnected half armies trying desperately to coordinate. At the very least, we're putting a lot of pressure on them. Their lives have become more difficult. And the northern provinces did get a soul. Okay, mercenary tithe. In theory, it's cool. Unfortunately, the actual reality is the mercenary contract system is completely useless. But if it wasn't, it would be really cool. That would be a really cool thing. I'm going to go ahead and campaign movement range up.
Ogre tyrant.
Okay, yeah, and it extends all the way past Titan's Notch. That rules. That's such a good camp position.
This shockingly obese.
Okay, I am going to have Greasus go fight what's-his-face.
Ogre tyrant.
The Yeti Peak camp is going to build a meat building. For sure. Also, one of those.
Tyrant of the tribe.
And Targog, I guess. Targog's deal is... I mean, we could be providing some support to our allies.
Everything.
How far over here does this reach?
Charge.
Okay, just past this, just to the scrub.
Get moving.
I once again want to move in a way where I am unobserved.
Keep your heads down, right?
Let's hope the AI doesn't get wind of what I'm doing there.
Move! Don't argue!
Okay, you need to run back as fast as you can go. You need to learn some basic spell stuff. I'm not making very good use of that heal on cast thing. Immortality, awesome. It's tricky. We have such good expensive spells with this faction that it's very hard to want to cast a lot. Huge replenishment rate for the army is obviously very compelling. Yeah, and a cooldown reduction on spells is just not terribly interesting when the major limiter on our casting is not the spells themselves, but the wins.
Ogre hunter. They'll fall to my traps.
Okay, so this unit's in march mode. They're going to get these units as reinforcement, but I think it's going to basically turn out to be us versus this army and then that army. And I think we can handle that, actually. We have 1 billion meat, so let's go ahead and pump up our stats. And yeah, feast.
Will be swift.
Feast?
You hungry?
Feasting, please.
Slice the meat.
Oh, you just oh my gosh, you just barely can't reach, actually.
Hunger.
We were misled. Well, then I guess go stand back.
More. Guard my guts. Conceal your mass.
It lets me do that? I'm at 24% movement. I mean, whatever. If they see through it and they launch a normal attack, we'll just retreat and end up within range of the... I mean, it doesn't matter. That we'll be within range of the camp. That garrison is not really going to help us. All right, so your deal was you were going to join... Oh, it's going to take you forever to catch up.
Fire belly on the move.
Well, go to it. We could use some spells over in this army. An Og, the world's worst map action hero. I'm broke. You know what? Actually, just follow.
We go.
You'll be more useful against Cathay on the northern front anyway.
Not a chance.
It's nice to have a hero who has a relatively leveled up block army against enemies who are doing this kind of like multi-stack movement, because you can break up their coordination really badly. If one of the armies loses 80% of its movement for 2 turns, all of a sudden you're in a really awkward position where you have to decide, like, are we going to split our force? Are we going to just have 60 units worth of troops move 20% of their movement a couple of times in a row? Okay, I think the plan for that army might be resettling that town, which would be awesome because we would just devour them afterward. Huh. I wonder how that army won that battle. It's very interesting. It does look like we're going to lose Mount Thug, though. Stupid ogre defenses. And the thing is, we just don't have time to go after Acro.
By your lack of a jump.
What's up? You would like a trade agreement. You would like to pay me 1,200 gold to do trade with me. I'm so into that idea. I love that very much. Okay, so they evacuated the settlement to go fight orcs, and it looks like they completely spent one of those armies doing that, which is actually great news for us. All right, Village of the Tigermen is going to fall to a vastly inferior force. Actually, there's only 11 units in that army.
Skip a few feasts.
We probably just kill him, right? We have 7 units of real ogres. They got chariots. Yeah, we can probably just kill them. I mean, this thing's gonna burn down for sure if we don't attack, because they'll siege until the units are low enough that they can't really fight back. So we may as well try this. I don't think demonettes and marauders are gonna do very well against ogres. And we don't really have any soft targets for their super fast cavalry to find purchase on. I guess they can attack Noblars. They could attack the Firebelly. It is, of course, worth remembering that as this is a garrison force, its units are considerably worse than the units that we see in our real armies, because they don't have a proper lord generating, extra stat points for them and stuff. But even so, this looks very doable to me. We nearly have as many units of ogres as they have total units. And frankly, the way Slaanesh units are statted, I don't think the 4 units of hunters are going to be, or trappers rather, are going to be wasted here.
When do we eat?
These units are well positioned to do some real damage. So I do want to kind of take them off kilter.
Serve the ogres.
Let's play to one side.
Bring us meat.
Just kind of leave them unbalanced.
The more calls.
I don't really know what I want to do with the trappers. I think I'm going to have them back a little bit.
Immolation. Incineration.
Something like that, maybe? And we begin the approach immediately. Oh, that ridge, the terrace farm thing doesn't actually break movement. I thought we were going to have to go around. Okay, well that's good. That works.
All shall burn.
So probably a lot of cascading fire cloak here. The extra melee defense is going to be really good.
Warfare cavalry!
If they want to go cavalry to cavalry, I think that's probably fine. I want to try to bait their
Attack!
cavalry units toward the trappers, though, because they have very, very poor armor. And large units are really easy to hit with throwing weapons. And then I'm gonna, I'm gonna run some of these non-dual weapon units off. And let's see if we can't just catch them in the act. Because I think the best thing that could happen to us here is we just commit on them as hard as possible. Open charge. And honestly, even the Noblars just kind of like wrap around, maybe?
Noblars!
Yep, there goes that unit. We caught up with them very briefly and did some fine work.
Fire is life!
Yep, a lot of damage getting thrown around very, very quickly here.
I ain't no gobbo!
Nobody in this battle has any kind of defenses at all, so...
Find him and kill him! I seek challenge! Run for it!
You are engaged in the midst of combat.
Follow the fire! Crunch this skull! Survivor of fire!
I want to get pretty close to whatever I'm attacking here, whatever I'm going to shoot fire at.
Really moving!
Alright, in the woods, we're having a little bit more trouble. We're not getting our clean charges off, which is a real shame. Let's try to pull back out of the trees, I guess. It probably would be best for us if we were not all up in these trees. Y'all just kill this Herald, I guess. Yeah, 34 melee defense. She doesn't really stand much of a chance over there, I don't think. Can't decide where he's targeting the spell. Okay, that did some okay damage.
Warfare cavalry! Biggest in the tribe! Me! They're dead!
Alright, there we go. Run them all into the knives.
Munch 'em! Good plan!
Try to get our lord out of the trees.
Take it all!
These Iron Fist bulls over here are getting shredded. I am very surprised by how badly that's going.
Ogre Firebelly! Ah! Get it dead! Serve the ogres!
Okay, but yeah, this is over.
Immolate them! Hungry! Try meeting! Killing time! I ain't no gobbo!
Alright, just some knife throwings. The Slaanesh units never wear clothes, which is... You know, listen, I'm not going to pretend it's not powerful. But I do think it is maybe really working out against them quite badly here.
Hungry! Meal time! Biggest in the tribe!
Okay. Unfortunately, I believe the fact that this is really bad terrain for us does affect the regeneration rate of the units in the garrison.
I'll smell ya!
So this army is going to remain damaged for like a really long time. But the portal on this side is closed. Most of the Cathayan armies seem to have run past us. So, and that demon army was building up for a while, so they will have bled off a lot of negative control. So my hope is that we are just we're going to be able to sit and just produce trade goods, medicinal herbs for a while without having to worry about it too much. Very happy that we pursued the upgraded garrison building, though. Where does this put us as far as Cathay's whole campaign? Gosh, I don't know. It's probably bad. Like they're definitely still really scary. But this is a little bright spot, at least. And who knows? Maybe it'll be a distraction. I would much rather have one of their armies break off to come over here and deal with this and thus weaken their push, even if it does end up costing us the settlement, than have the settlement, hang out and be unmolested the whole time and just produce for us the tiny bit of value that it is producing. Yeah, we'll take the money. It's not even very much money, but... Okay, control is still pretty rough here. I think I'm gonna turn off collect income, because it's a very small amount of money. Also, the better garrison building is finishing next turn, so that's gonna help. Alright, you need to just run at full speed. Does this put you back in? Yes. We do end up back in range of the camp. Which is great, because we need the meat pretty badly. And we're starting to rebuild our income. It's getting back here a little bit. If I was in normal move mode,
I'm in 'cause I said so.
it does look like I can catch them. Is it a waste? Yeah, we probably don't have time to deal with this right now, and their army's not actually accomplishing anything.
Keep moving or else. There. I said so.
We got a place to go to, and we got to go there in a real hurry. Is it worth pursuing this? I guess it's not very expensive. If we end up losing 1,300 gold, if we end up having wasted that 1,300 gold, I don't feel too bad about that. Okay, so the dwarves did not see through my ambush. They did not realize they were leaving the settlement completely undefended. And their armies combined do not have the ability to take it back from me, I don't think. So, let's go ahead, claim a decisive victory, reoccupy my settlement.
Ogre slew a master.
Yeah, I don't think they can do anything about that.
Tyrant of the tribe.
Interesting. So the fact that this apparently empty settlement has skulls coming off of it means that it is currently affected by a plague, which means that it's almost certainly actually a Skaven settlement. Probably belongs to Tretch Craventail, which actually I'm fine with. That's totally cool. Oh, Blackfang doesn't have a garrison. Blackfang should oh wait, is that the right one? No, it is not. Okay. You know what? Since I think this is probably not going to finish anyway, and the 1,300 gold will make a difference this turn, we should probably establish real defenses here. And then over at the Firemouth, we have the fancy buildings up. I don't know, we probably don't actually need this, but this army's making me a little nervous. Yeah, and Maldig's a little busy. It might be a minute before Maldig can get over there to interact with them. Targog remains stealthed right here. It just waits for Feng Yao to actually take over the Tower of Asher, and then we pounce on him. Plus, I think that if he comes over to attack us...
Will cost you dearly.
Okay, yeah, we should be fine. Alright, Maldig can't really do anything, but just, like, hang out in the area. Gutflag Skullchewer runs as fast as his legs will carry him. And Og does the same, I suppose.
Fire belly on the move!
Oh, we should definitely do a commandment, and it should probably just be money. Right, the growth plus control commandment's not bad, and it does reduce enemy movement range, which is, like, fine. But there's a lot of money coming out of this region, or this province. I think it is worth boosting. God, I'm really, really bummed out that the northern provinces were doing so well while their lord was otherwise occupied. And now in theory, they have their lord back and their force is even more powerful. And of course, they went way out of their way to destroy that camp, which we knew that thing had a limited lifespan. I'm actually really pleased, though, with the amount of time and money that we got out of it. And it sure seems like the western provinces are completely giving up. Like, they don't seem to be playing the game anymore, as far as I can tell. Okay. They're defending Hanyu Port. They're moving some armies into some positions. We really, really, really either need to just form a hard wall at the mountains, or we need to make some damn headway here, because the amount of armies that they are able to not just muster, but direct specifically toward us while there's another player, like, in there. Yeah, it's bad. It's really bad. Okay. Yeah, disengage seems sensible. Nope. I'm not joining your war against my military ally, who is doing wonderful work for me. That's cool. I'm good. Okay, well...
Meat's got a shutty! The loser gets eaten.
That's powerfully spiteful. The attack there, the fact that they put the village under siege means that this thing didn't actually complete, because you don't make progress on buildings in siege settlements. So yeah, that was 100% just a thing they did out of spite, even though it was guaranteed to kill them. Let's remove that. That's the wrong garrison building. That's one thing that we should probably correct.
Racist. They're shockingly obese.
All right. Let's end our turn in Titan's Notch so we can get the last little bit of healing here.
Ogre violin. Off we go.
God, Gutflag Skullchewer is never going to catch up. They're going to have to turn around and pick him up at some point. And I'm not sure that I think Malgut's going to actually do anything over here. All right, Shambletown's going to have to build defensive structures because the front line is going to fall for sure.
Survivor of the flame trial.
Grolg does not have so much to do. We can run at this army. They're gonna bail, but I guess there's no harm in doing it. And then we can wrap around over here and crush that rogue army. Yep, seems good to me.
Hunger cannot slow us.
We stopped them from raiding our ally briefly, which I think is worthwhile.
Ogre hunter.
I'm gonna have you run back up this way and do some scouting.
Obey me.
Okay, that's all fine for right now. So that army moved over to here and then went into ambush mode, which means that they definitely know we're here despite the fact that our ambush didn't break. So should I fall back, or... I mean, I think we can probably take them. Probably. I'm gonna do this and then just wait here. And if they attack us, and we'll try to crunch them, but
Ogre tyrant.
okay. For the moment, Pinch Eye's not really doing anything, but this army is going to attack us the moment they think they have an opening, so that's just how rogue armies do. Oh, this looks bad. Yeah, there's the victory, and once again, I think that probably... yeah, Jesus. Okay.
We're going conquering.
We were not going to do meaningful damage there. How do they have so little... How do they have so little opposition that they can afford to run all of these stacks everywhere? Alright. Oh, hey, it's just going to hand me the decisive victory. The thing is... Casualties low, huh? We are in range of our own settlement, so probably they actually are in range of our own camp. I'm just going to take the auto-resolve win here. Okay, that's not too bad. Yeah, 1,500 gold, sure. Okay, they didn't actually take Mount Thug, which I do appreciate. Join your war against the Kurgan. No, focus, dude. We have other problems. Okay. Min Wu won a positionally quite important battle. That's Tepak Spawn's only army, and potentially the only one they can afford to run. Okay, this is a problem for the orcs at this point. Although it looks like the orcs have literally no troops based on that bar, so that's not great news for us or them. The ritual of scalding at the Firemouth. We're looking a bit namby-pamby, boss. We can still smash stuff up good, but in a world full of demons and dragons and whatnot, maybe we ain't as scary as we ought to be. The good news is the Firebellies reckon we can use one of their weird flame rites on the old tribe. So we'll damage buildings, we'll get flaming attacks for all of our units, or we'll damage buildings to get fire resistance. Well, fire resistance is useless against almost everyone, so I guess this. Did it just damage the buildings in the Firemouth, or? Yeah, okay. Well, that's very fixable. Black Fang, please pursue upgrades. We should have maxed that out some time ago. Oh, you know what? Stay just inside of camp range. I'm like hyper vigilant about our meat levels now. What a thing. What a concern to have in a video game. Okay, so.
Voice of the volcano.
A thing we definitely can do is try to establish a camp up here somewhere. Like a camp around there, projecting way down into Cathay, is probably a really good idea.
Tyrant of the tribe.
That's probably a higher priority than some of the upgrades we're doing down by Black Fang, so I'm probably going to cancel some of that stuff. Let's get you up to Snacks. Snacks is really important for ground armies, or for ground armies, for infantry lords. Yeah, sure. Fire Breath too. Let's get all them free spells.
Want everything.
And like, do we want to take the Tower of Asher? Probably not, right? I think it's like, as settlements go, pretty low value. Okay, we'll undo this so that Croesus can run up here and be a huge pain in the ass. say like as far into the trees as possible.
I'm in charge at last.
Yeah, I like that. That gives us some room to play with.
Keep your tyrant cold, boys.
Can we afford the meat building here too? All right. Feel strongly about that.
Boss of bosses.
And then, yeah, we're going to just go burn out granite spikes and Zeroliths. How much stuff do they have? They have 5 settlements. Where are they all? Okay, so there's one like way over here. You know what? If we deal with these 3, and by deal with, I almost certainly just mean burn them. I don't think I want to own them. Well, now that I got this camp up here, maybe we do need to control this region. Is this region... It's granite spikes, the last sky castle, which seems to be empty and does have a trade good that we don't have, I'm pretty sure. And then the hissing pits, which belong to somebody that we're friendly with.
Only ogres allowed.
What's your deal? That's your only settlement. Okay. Interesting. We'll probably just let him keep it. Had we less to deal with, I would probably, you know, consider burning them out, like, you know, break our pacts with them and then attack them when it seems safe to do so.
Sweet.
But I don't think it's going to be worth it. You know what? Maybe don't spend any more money right now. Okay, so we still have a lot of units to make a lot of decisions about. I do not think I am going to take this. I think I'm going to march forward just far enough to be able to maintain sneakiness. We're going to stay within the range of a camp, generate health and meat, and we're going to approach up here and hopefully be able to... Is all this stuff super well defended? 12 units, 18, 12, 12... What's the deal with this unit, this force? Okay, they are at war with the northern provinces. They're also strength rank 29, so... The northern provinces are 1, right? No, they are 3. Western's 5 and I'm 4. But the gap between us seems to be very, very large.
In charge.
Pretty weird, actually.
Raise the fire! Roll out!
So what is our plan here?
I am no one's slave.
I am no slave.
Well, these armies that are mostly archers, like these two support armies actually are really badly built for fighting us. This one's a little bit more real. But even so, yeah, I don't think it's...
The boss!
I don't think it's great, necessarily. We might be able to do some really good damage here. But we probably want to be super careful how we approach.
It's what I want! I said go!
Move up to right here. I'm going to hope that Furt is content to just, like,
Keep your heads
play
down.
this careful and smart. Smart would be good.
The ultimate predator.
Maldig needs to get eyes on this general area. I guess I could have gone past the caverns.
The boss!
Mount Thug, probably not worth repairing. We're extremely unlikely to still own this in a turn or two. Oof, the Orthodoxy is very powerful as well. We don't really have a window into what's going on over in their part of the world, but it seems bad. I mean, good for them, bad for us. Okay, the Western provinces are finally getting their shit together and they're gathering their armies in one place, which is certainly going to help. Oh, you've attacked with the help of the settlement garrison. Well, the settlement garrison's not going to be able to do much for you. For some reason, I'm allowed to spend your meat. So we are allowed to play this out manually, but what will happen is we'll have to watch their force, and then we'll just be able to control our guys when they come in, and I'm not interested. You know what? Killed 600 of them. That's not bad. I do not think that attack was a good idea. I do not know why you made it. But it'll make it a little bit easier for me to do my thing soon. Did I leave Eagle Aries in a position where it can defend itself? These guys are turning around, and I'm like, did I just hand it back to them? I mean, obviously, if they are threatening it in any real way, we will destroy them. It's not really a concern. We may lose it again, but we will get it back immediately.
This will bring me spoils.
Oh, never mind.
Spoils here.
Fate Weaver is sitting there in that settlement at full health.
Move.
Alright, hang out right next to the road in ambush mode inside of the camp's meat radius. You know how I love a good meat radius. Malgut's ambush was seen through probably by our ally.
Survivor of the flame trial.
Leader of the tribe.
So Linfu is just standing there in march mode, which means that he can't retreat. If we attack right now, we get to hit this army, and then these two armies come in 2 minutes later as reinforcements.
Bow only before dragon.
But if we shred this army right this second, we get to, haven't we seen in the past, in situations like this, we're allowed to leave the field before the reinforcements show up if we finish the battle before then?
I erupt.
Sadly, there's nothing that Og can do to these armies that will affect their battle competence. Oh, his army's in march mode too, so they'll be tired for the battle at least. That's interesting. Oh, hold on. Sorry. 1 second here. Okay. Well. Sorry, I have a real life thing developing. You know what? I'm just going to call it here. We're 50 minutes into the episode. I apologize for this, but stuff. Okay. Sorry. Minor emergency. That's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, we're going to resolve this Mount Thug thing, and then we're going to do other stuff. And gosh, I would like to get some really big military victories before this next roar comes around. You know, just like relieve the pressure a little bit. And I think we're on the road to doing that. But I do have to go. I do have to go. So we'll see you next time. Peace.